Well, if you drive around Albuquerque from UNM to the Sunport, you know how bad the traffic can be sometimes.
Yes, but now the city wants to change that, and it wants your help to decide how. News 13's David Romero is live near University in Avenida Cesar Chavez. So, David, what's going on here?
Well, Matt, you have today and again on February 5th to give your input to the Mid-Region Council of Governments on how to make the drive near here a lot smoother. Now, officials with Mr. Cog estimate about 74,000 drivers pass through the areas of UNM, CNM, and the Sunport every day. And if you're one of them, you know that causes a lot of backup and congestion. So at the meetings, you can look at the different strategies provided and discuss how to make the commute better over the course of the next 10 years or so. Some of those plans include new routes.
The study will commence sometime in the fall, and then what we'll do is take those best potential routes and try and get some funding through the federal government to be able to implement those at some time.
And today's meeting will be from noon to 1 in the Student Union building on the UNM campus. That is in Lobo Rooms A and B. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, David. We all like it when traffic gets a little bit better. The meetings not only talk about traffic and parking problems in the area right now, but as David mentioned, see what will be best years down the road. Well, some kids here in Albuquerque will be lining up at a different bus stop, a couple of them in just a couple hours this morning. The new stops are for students at James Monroe Middle School. If you remember, we told you about this earlier this week. Last November, a parent complained about the old bus stop near Unser and McMahon in northwest Albuquerque. That parent says he saw people in the area beat a dog in the middle of the day, and he says that criminals live nearby, so the district changed that one stop into 3, and again, that starts this morning. Well, you might be surprised to learn just who is working with your kids at one high school here in Albuquerque.
It's almost a case of Breaking Bad in reverse. Cynthia Benavides works for the district's police department at Rio Grande High School, but we have learned that back in 2002, she was arrested when police say she was riding around in a mobile meth lab. Benavides ended up taking a plea deal and has not been in any trouble since, and that's why the district says it took a chance and hired her.
They were aware that she had been arrested. They were aware of what the charge was, but that since the year 2004, there had been nothing on her record.
Cynthia Benavides has worked for APS since 2010, and the district says she's been great. A man who prompted a SWAT situation near an Albuquerque elementary school is in jail this morning. It started near Central and Wyoming early yesterday morning. Police say 26-year-old Armando Lopez threatened to attack his pregnant girlfriend and her family. That prompted a foot chase and SWAT standoff near Zia Elementary School in northeast Albuquerque. The school was placed on a precautionary lockdown while police searched the area.
One of the state's DOT workers accused in a drunk driving crash is off the hook and back on the job today. Prosecutors dropped charges against this man, Ronald Nodell. They say a statement from a witness was missing in the case, and police never actually saw him drive drunk, so they had to drop it. However, investigators say Nodell's blood level was nearly 4 times the legal limit when he hit a parked car and then drove home. Well, the man who admits he was drunk when he flipped his SUV in Albuquerque last year, killing someone else who was riding in it, should find out this afternoon how long he's going to spend in prison for that. Luis Avila Calvo pled guilty to homicide by vehicle and DWI charges last month. He admits he caused a deadly crash last January on I-40 near Atrisco Vista. We'll let you know later how much time he'll serve.
If you work in downtown Albuquerque, expect to see some road work being done on Lead Avenue between I-25 and Broadway. The project is designed to make the area more pedestrian friendly. Once crews finish the work on Lead, they'll do the same thing to Cole Avenue, the one way out of downtown. The repair work is costing around $750,000. It should be finished sometime in the summer. Demolition crews are taking down an abandoned house on James Avenue in Albuquerque today. The house caught fire over the weekend. Firefighters think it was intentionally set Sunday night. The house, which sits near 4th and Griegos, caught fire one other time, and a shed in the back has also caught fire twice. The Safe City Strike Force team says the James house has been on the radar for quite some time.
The FBI is now looking for a man with a gun who may be on a bank robbing spree here in Albuquerque. About 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, this New Mexico Bank and Trust at Coors and Montano was hit. Less than an hour and a half later, and less than a mile away, investigators say the same man robbed the New Mexico Educators Credit Union near Coors and Sequoia. In fact, we have a picture of him inside there, and he looks a lot like the man who robbed a bank in the Heights last week. Well, Fastbucks, that company that makes high-interest loans here in New Mexico, is in an awful lot of trouble right now. It's filing for bankruptcy after a judge ordered it to pay $20 million back to people and stop giving out those high-interest loans. Well, the state's attorney general says Fastbucks has not stopped, so he has filed a contempt of court motion.
The Santa Fe County Sheriff admits mistakes were made and is now dealing with a disturbing wrongful lawsuit. It was filed by the father of 3-year-old Leland Valdez, who was beaten so badly he died. An autopsy report shows the little boy died from blunt force trauma to the head and neck in 2011. His mother, Tabitha Van Holtz, and her boyfriend, Stephen Gallegos, are charged with his death. There was evidence of old injuries all over the boy's body. Leland's father, Andrew, says he reported those injuries 5 months before the child died. A detective had met with the father and son, but the case never went anywhere.